Hi guys, and welcome to the Gremlin's Lair. I'm Fana.
And I'm Bobby, of course. I'm the fun one.
Yes, always. That's exactly. They're like, Bobby and Fana. Bobby, the fun one.
Well,
Fana.
every fan base chooses a favorite, like
And
in
I don't
any
think
community.
I think Grumble's the favorite currently.
That's, you know what? That's a good point. That's a good point. You know, Grumble, you know, doesn't say much, but you know, what's that Roosevelt quote? Speak softly and carry a big stick. That's basically Grumble's aura.
I don't think Grumble is.
I'm not saying they're violent. I'm just saying that they are able to, just by their presence, assert their dominance in a certain space. And I think Grumble's really good at that. Speaking of Grumble, can I? Yeah, they're back there right now.
There they are. It's kind of hard to see.
Yeah,
I think Bobby forgot to link the video in the last video description.
I don't know. YouTube was kind of broken when I uploaded everything, but I will double check it.
Blame YouTube.
Oh, it was. And everyone knows what I'm talking about. And you can even go check my Twitter at Robert_Marston to see where I was bitching at him about it. Sorry, bad language, but whatever.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
Also, we're going into the real world because I was part of a meeting at work and I was part of the meeting at work, and I was logged into the Gremlin's Lair link tree. And where I work is a bunch of older women who aren't as techie, and I had a link tree on our my library's Instagram that I had made.
Right.
And they're like, "Can you teach everyone else how to use a link tree?" And I was like, "Oh." Right. And the one that was on my laptop was the Gremlin's Lair. I was like, "Oh yeah, this is just a podcast I do with my boyfriend. Like, don't worry about it." And then like 3 weeks later, which was like yesterday, the woman who's in charge of our social media is like, "Hey, can I have the link to that podcast you and your husband do?" I'm like,
we had to
whoops.
Yeah, and we had to figure out if there was anything bad that we mentioned.
I know. I don't think we've said too bad of curse words either. Maybe the S word a couple times.
Yeah, no, we when we were playing the podcast from the get-go, we always said we wanted to try to remain as family friendly as possible, which is why you don't see me drinking any alcoholic beverages on this podcast like I normally do. Or I mean I let one slip earlier in this podcast, but I'm a lot more vulgar than I appear on this podcast by like a lot.
But also, I was sitting here, I was like, do I want to explain who Fana is? And I was like, nah. It's like, let me just send the link. Nah. I haven't heard a response yet, and I'm a little bit scared, to be honest.
They're binging. But, let's take it as they're binging, and we should be proud of that.
Yes. Yeah. When she asked for it, it was like, I got the same feeling as like, I never like real world people. I always get really skeevy when real world people, like follow my art account. Right. Like I've had friends' moms follow my arts account, and I'm like,
not letting that
I don't know
happen,
why that bothers me. I guess because I want to be on my art account. I feel like I'm a little bit more not unhinged. But I will let the F-bomb drop in my stories, whereas I would never say, oh gosh, I might have said that like ASS in my like voiceovers on my videos, but I've never said anything anywhere.
I don't recall a single time that you've really cursed in your voiceovers, but you might have.
Because I make a point to make my videos family friendly, but when I'm in my stories, I'm like,
yeah, your Instagram, it's what's good about the difference between your Instagram and your YouTube. Your Instagram, you kind of let yourself fly a little bit, whereas YouTube, you kind of, I mean, I still think you're very free when you're doing your VOs. At least you make it sound like that. But it's just funny. It's just funny hearing it both ends, both sides of you, kind of thing. So
well, I do keep it relatively clean. Also, in my stories, it's my personal close friend stories where I'm like,
this is why you have 2 different accounts, though.
Yeah, but anyway, we've made it. Like we have real world friends. Like we outed Mark and Kate last episode.
Oh, we did, and you know what? Mark took it like a champ because he left a comment saying, "Oh, I enjoyed this." We love you for that, by the way.
We need to talk worse about them next time.
Oh, I mean, the amount of tea.
That's how I took it. Also, my one earbud will not stay in. It's trash. But
well, wait. So before we start, I just want to say you've been seeing any of the whole gamer raid on the stock market. It's the funniest thing. Yeah.
I didn't think that was recent. I thought that was an old thing that I was looking at. No, the GameStop thing.
It's still happening. And guess what? Guess what other company they chose for this today? If you were to guess, one company that has really hurt from a pandemic, but yet is currently having their stocks soar. What would be your first guess? Think about what you like going to, places you like going to.
Like a movie theater.
Bingo. AMC is currently up for the exact same reason GameStop is, from what I understand. I haven't diven so that might be incorrect, me saying it like that. I haven't really looked at the whole AMC thing, but I do know that there was a lot of talk about that going up recently, which is just proving how much of a gambling game it is. But man, it is so funny. I just got a headline on my phone just now. They Discord apparently banned that subreddit server because of how much chaos it's causing.
See, and I was looking at of all things, a Tumblr thread. Mm-hmm. And with Tumblr, you never know how old it is.
Oh, yeah.
So I thought this was an old thing. It was funny because as it went, people were dumbing down the terms more and more and more until someone was like, okay, guys, the monkey has 5 bananas.
Right.
And then the snake buys it from the monkey. And then the snake tries to do, and it just was, and then the monkeys decide to buy it back. And it was like, thank you. Someone was like, thank you for dumbing this down for 5-year-old me. But it was, like people don't understand stock terms.
My stock market terminology and understanding is very limited. I know enough to at least discuss the basics, but not get into the details of why this is exactly happening. It's funny watching happen because I think everybody, if you even have a brain, knows that GameStop has not been doing well financially for a long time because of digital sales, going through from places like Amazon, obviously, but also like just Xbox and PlayStation having their own digital marketplaces to buy games. Why go out and buy a hard copy of a game anymore? There's literally no point. So it's interesting to see their stock just absolutely soar just because r/Wall Street Bets was just like, you know what? Screw it. Let's go. Let's just bump up this stock.
That's actually funny because I wasn't even thinking about the online stores. I was thinking I would have thought GameStop would have been doing well because I was like, oh yeah, everyone's playing video games during the pandemic, but no one's going to be going to physical stores.
Right, exactly. But yeah, no, even before the pandemic, this was getting increasingly worse for GameStop because I don't go to GameStop anymore. I used to be a Power Up Rewards member, get like the Game Informer stuff. Get the Game Informer magazines and go in and use my rewards in the store to buy
I used to steal those.
Pieces
those
of gear.
Were awesome to look at.
Oh, I love those magazines, but yeah, I mean, there wasn't a point in me paying it anymore because whenever I need a game on my Xbox or on the computer, it's on the Epic Marketplace, Steam Marketplace, Xbox Marketplace, it's Battle.net, like it's anywhere I need it to be out, need the really physical copies. There's only a select few reasons I would get a physical copy, and it's usually just for sentimental purposes. Like I bought a Madden game hard copy because it has a Patriots player on the front of it, Rob Gronkowski, so like I buy that. But
maybe because I always had the physical games. I like seeing. It's like a bookshelf. I like seeing.
Oh yeah, no, so do I. I have a really big video game collection from like PlayStation 2, original Xbox game, the Wii. I have a big Wii collection. So we have all those games. I'm actually trying to figure out how to emulate some of those older games so that I can play them on my computer again, like really, really old games, because there's ways to do it.
Nintendogs.
Ooh, well, actually, there might be a way to do it.
No, there is, because my cousin Jillian, would send me photos of her playing Nintendogs on her laptop while in class.
Oh, that's perfect.
Because she had found some kind of emulator.
I know there's a DS emulator. I just haven't tried it. I wasn't a big DS kid. I was always the Game Boy Advance kid, but my one sister was a big DS kid. So she had Nintendogs. I would steal it from her every now and again to play it. So if I could emulate some of the games we have from that'd be fun. So anyway, I just want to bring that up because I've been watching the chaos unfold and it's so funny. It's gonna end really badly.
Yeah.
Just wanted to bring that up really quickly because it's really funny.
Well, okay, I'm gonna pretend that segues into the topic for today.
It doesn't. I need to bring it up.
It does. Here's my rationale.
I always have to start this off with something random for you. It makes it interesting.
This is my rationale of how it segues. Okay.
All right, go.
So, video games have graphics and animations. Animation. We're talking about
Don't do this.
Disney. Boom. Wait,
just like that, we're in our next topic.
What's the I've connected the dots, and he's like, you haven't connected crap. Like the one BuzzFeed, the Ghost Hunter. What is that called? BuzzFeed Unsolved.
I thought you were referring to the screen grab that everybody takes from It's Always Sunny, where he's got the maps all up on the bulletin board and he's got all the lines.
No, I don't watch BuzzFeed Unsolved, but I think Caroline does. Maybe Caroline can chime in.
She absolutely watches BuzzFeed Unsolved. Are you kidding me?
But there's one where the one guy is like, I've connected the dots, and then the other one's like, you haven't connected anything.
Yeah, nothing.
But I feel like this is my justification for the Disney topic for today. Sure. Because, well, I was inspired by the trailer that just came out, which I really don't want to get into for the newest Disney movie. It's Elsa's Dragon Sona. That's all I'm going to say right now.
You got to do this later.
How to Train Your Dragon.
Mm-hmm.
Dragon designs. Disney should take notes on those. Anyway, so, okay, the thought process was, all right, clickbait title, like, I hate Disney, or Disney's the worst, or worst Disney movie ever, and I was like, oh, well, actually, what if I come up with, I like these listicles that we've been doing.
Yes.
But I feel like it didn't really, like, our whole thing was, like, Grumble's the inner creativity gremlin, and we've been doing these listicles, but they haven't necessarily been art related. So I thought with animation, we could kind of tie it back into, like, we're two struggling artist themes.
Mm-hmm.
So I came up with some questions. They are very Disney-y questions.
I might be really good at this or really bad at this.
No, it's not. It's not trivia.
Okay.
It's not trivia. It's I was trying to think of, like, a little bit more. Like, I do have the whole, like,
questions.
What's your favorite Disney princess movie? But also I have a little bit more, like, boom, boom, boom.
Sure.
So would you rather start with, I have, like, 2 animation questions, and then they're all Disney. So do you want to end with the animation questions, or do you want to start with?
Oof. Let's start with it.
Okay.
Why not?
If you had an animation company, what would it be called? And what kind of content would it make? And what art style would it be?
Holy crap. Okay.
That was one question.
Man, that is coming out of the gate. I'm not even remotely ready for that. Okay.
Like, what would your animation company be called? And I tried not, even though I came up with these questions, I tried really not to think too hard on them, because I wanted us to be equal playing field.
I mean, so I haven't done much animation in my career. I know the basics of it, and I do have a definite appreciation for animation and different animation styles. Like, we've been watching, Studio Ghibli movies lately, so watching a ton of that and that style. Mm-hmm. But I watched Soul recently just to kind of tie it back to Disney and everything, which, by the way, great movie.
So wait, let me interject. What do you think comes first? Deciding what kind of content and what kind of art style it would be, and then that would tie into your name?
Yeah, sorry, I should explain. So I probably have to figure out what type of content I'm trying to create to even come up with a name.
And let's pretend you have any skills. Let's pretend whatever content you want to create, you have the skills to create it.
Man, I don't know. I think I would probably go for a 3D kind of style of it.
Okay.
Similar
like
to
CGI?
kind of a lot of yeah, I would say. CGI, I mean, I'm big into CGI. I like CGI. I think it as much as I agree with a lot of people that there's a lot of cheesy CGI out there, and especially a lot of movies that kind of make it through and become big, I get that. But I don't think the people who actually create the CGI get enough credit in the industry at the same time.
No.
So that's why I have to defend them wherever I can, because yes, you can argue that it's kind of cheesy, but you have no idea what kind of work goes into making that stuff, man. Like it is, like, especially for something like, okay, let's look at the new Lion King. Okay, I know there are a ton of people who hate it, but I'm just saying, to create those realistic-ish looking lions takes a lot of work and effort. You got to give the people who are actually sitting there figuring that out a lot of credit. That's all I'm gonna say.
And then also, weird example, but Spies in Disguise, which was like the pigeon Will Smith movie, which was actually, they went really hard in that movie that they didn't have to. It was much better than I expected. Anyway,
right.
I saw this really cool shot of like the animation was done. It was finished. And then it showed it after the lighting people got to it.
Mm-hmm.
It was like, holy crap. The lighting people add so, oh my gosh, it looks terrible without the lighting.
Yeah, it's all about shaders and lighting materials. It's why, like, if you ever get into 3D animation at all, you know, half the work is actually getting the models designed and, you know, making them move. Once you get that figured out, then you have to make it look good, which requires lighting, just like anything else in movies do. Like, you could have the best camera in the world. This is if you're even really, understanding of movies, you'll know this. You can have the best camera in the world. So one of the most common ones that gets used is the Arri Alexa, right? Shoots crazy. Not you. My echo turned on. But if you don't light the subject or the scene correctly, it's going to look like crap, no matter what way you can go about it. Like, it always is going to. And it same applies for animation. Like, there's a reason why I get so scared and intimidated whenever I even try to work on something in After Effects or Cinema 4D that's animation based, because I get through all the animation and I realize it looks like crap. So I try to add lighting to it, but that's a whole other thing to learn in of itself. Anyway, so, back to your original question, obviously. I think I would do some 3D stuff, and I think I would definitely try and do some CGI related stuff. I like shorts a lot. Like animated shorts, I think are awesome. I mean, I would love to. We talked about this before. I would love to try my hand at a feature one day. You know that, but
So is this going to be like an anthology, or is this on YouTube, or is this theatrical? What's the content?
So I'm one of those people who probably wants to do a little bit of everything. I think that the most logical course of action for me, I mean, I love YouTube. I love online video. I love the amount of things that I'm able to get access to on a daily basis. So I would love to start out with making animated shorts for YouTube and stuff like that. Like, that's not new. People have been doing that for years since YouTube's existence. But I would definitely try to get my start there, and then hopefully build a fan base enough that I could try my hand at a theatrical release for something, or even a higher budgeted short film or stuff like that. And I think my main fascination with animation comes from world building in terms of immersion. So I mentioned Soul earlier. The whole time they're in that afterlife setting, I think is beautiful. I love ethereal stuff like that. So the way they were able to kind of project it and play it up, I liked it a lot. I'm a sucker for that type of stuff. So I would love to focus on world builds, fantasy settings, stuff like that. That would probably be I don't know what type of stories I would do per se. I think I would probably go for a PG-13 R somewhere setting, just because I can't make children's movies. I can't do it.
You could.
I could.
Would you put it under the Robert Morrison name, or would you have an animation company?
I don't know. I think this is a good time for fantasy media, right? Or what do we call it?
No.
No? You don't want that?
No, because my answer. Would my animation company wouldn't be called Fantasy Finder.
It would probably be under RM Productions if I got to be basic. I'll try to come up with a better name, but I mean, that's what I've been using forever. So it's just the only thing that is natural to me right now. So I guess, okay, so if I were to dumb it down, I want to make shorts for online distribution, and then eventually maybe one of them becomes a concept for a theatrical release, and it would be centered around either young adult or full-on adult stories, not pornographic, you know what I mean by that?
No,
yeah, but adults, because adult's the wrong word.
Get your mind out of the gutter.
Yeah. But my main aspect of everything and what I would want to convey more than anything else is to keep people immersed in things and to continue to build really cool fantasy world. Look at me. Now I'm saying fantasy instead of fantasy. Look what you've done to me. Fantasy worlds and stuff like that. If that is that a good enough answer? Does that answer your question?
That was way more than I wanted, to be honest.
I'm sorry. Well, I mean, I'm not an animator, so it's hard for me to kind of.
That was way more than I wanted.
Whatever.
It's okay. Whatever. Maybe everyone loves you because you're the fun one.
I am the fun one.
I like 2D animation. I like hand-drawn. I think I would go with that. I don't think I would go into CGI, but if I did, it would be like Klaus, which it was completely 2D and shaded to look 3D. That blew my mind.
We love Klaus.
So I think I would want to do something like that. I'd love to do a TV show. I think a TV show versus a movie.
But probably like a Netflix or Amazon Prime or something serious.
I would
Disney
want
even.
a TV show. And the first thing that pops in my head is something along the lines of like Walking Through Worlds as the animation company name or something.
Walking Through, I like that. I can
which
dig
might
that.
which might be taken. Or long time ago, before when I was first trying to dip my toes into a digital presence, I contemplated becoming a book blogger and having a blog called like Climbing the Bookcase or something.
I like that. There's some cool art I could think of for like your blog page for that.
Right. Yeah. Or like a cool the animation logo type thing. But yeah, a TV show, probably 2D. Or if it was CGI, not. Yeah, I'm getting my terms mixed up.
I can think of a lot of cool names based on what you said, like wandering. What would you call it? Like Walking Through Worlds.
I said
or
Walking
something like
Through
that.
Worlds.
Because
I always love fantasy.
Wonderful Wanders or something. Like there's cool names you could probably go with and that
I can picture so many different like animated intro type stuff. But
same.
Because I love fantasy and I would always do fantasy or science fiction. Like I'm not a huge fan of slice of life and romance and all that kind of crap. So yeah. All right.
I mean, it's I would love to get an animation. I suck at it. That's a whole other like thing to major in college and by itself. You know what I mean?
It's just scary to me.
It's extremely scary.
All right, this might be more my world than yours, but what kind of animation YouTuber would you be? Are you familiar with that genre?
Yes.
Because there's the storytellers, there's the actual shorts, there's like reacts, there's animatics, which I'm gonna jump in and answer this one first. I would absolutely be doing the animatics. The sketchy. If people who don't know, basically an animatic is a video storyboard. It's not as fluid as a full animation, but it's more blocking it in. I love watching those. They're fantastic. And if I was an animation YouTuber, I would purely make animatics with my OCs to songs. Like I have had one in particular with my OC, my original character, Raphael, doing I'm Still Standing by Elton John in a bar fight, and he's kicking butt. Like,
great song.
I see him like strutting on the bar. Like, and if I had the skills, which I probably do have the skills, if I had the time and energy and dedication to complete it, I probably could. But
I know a couple people would get paid to do it.
I would be an animation YouTuber, if that makes sense.
Sure.
And I consider them as part of the animator YouTubers. Maybe people don't, but
I'll give you an OG real quick. How about that? I'll hit you with one that I'm not even sure if you know, but they were one of these. So, early YouTube days.
Do you want me to
animation. Go ahead.
The first person that popped in my head when you said this, and I haven't followed him in years, is Swoozy.
Oh, I haven't seen
That's
Swoozie in a while.
the first one that popped in my head when you're like, you probably don't remember. I was like, Swoozie.
Let's see if you remember this one. Let's see if you even remotely remember or even remotely watched this one. And I think it's relevant too, because my understanding is they're actually making a comeback. So, and I'll explain why in a second. Earlier YouTube, I got introduced to a lot of people who were making Flash animation. And at the time, probably the king of that was Ed Gould of Ed's World.
I'm familiar with the name. I don't.
Yes, so
I don't think I would recognize their work.
I'm forgetting the third. It's Matt something. So back then it was a bunch of episodic sketches that were, you know, their storyline each time. Their best one were their Christmas episodes. It's not even close. But it was made by one guy named Ed Gould, based in England, and his two friends were recurring characters. One was Tom Scott, who's still around. He makes the actually, I keep forgetting how to say it, even though I'm such a big fan of it whenever it comes out every year. The ASDF movies, the kind of like robot chicken-esque thing that he does like once a year. So I watch that every year. He was a part of that group. And then it's Matt something. I'm forgetting the other name of the third guy. It's Matt something. I follow him on Twitter. I just can't remember what his name is. So I would watch that all the time. I went back and watched one just last week that he had. I mean, one, very different from what was being done, and two, it was like a TV show every time. I mean, it was always something different, but there was multiple part episodes, but they were really good episodes. Like Hammer to Nail came out a few years ago. That was really, really good. Like that, and there was 2 versions of that, and then he did like 3 Christmas episodes, and they're so good. They're so funny. It's really stupid humor, kind of slapstick-ish.
Right.
But for teenage me, it's fun, and they're still fun. I don't care. Ed Gould unfortunately passed away from cancer. Geez, early 2010s, I want to say. And for the announcement video that they made when he passed away was made by his 2 friends that I mentioned earlier. And I know Tom Scott specifically was going to be the one who was going to continue that stuff. They released a couple episodes here after Ed passed away, because Ed made it apparently clear before his death that he didn't want the Ed's World theme brand to die. He wanted the world to continue and wanted somebody else to take it on, and that was going to be Tom. So, but it stopped for a while. But I heard recently that it is coming back in its own fashion very soon. Which has got me excited, because it's good to see. But there was apparently like a lot of behind the scenes stuff, as I'm sure you can imagine, trying to figure out how to, because they want to do it right. I mean, how are you going to get left with such a big project like that? And, you trying to hustle, hurry it up is going to end badly all the time. So, but my point of the introducing him, in case you people don't know, is because, one, I still enjoy his content, and when it was coming out regularly, and that would be the type of stuff I like to make, like episodic, stupid, probably some stuff. Okay. But at the same time, I do like some of the animatic stuff that you mentioned. I also like kind of storytime animation, Jane Animation specifically, and I Want Out are 2 people who make that type of stuff. I would do that too. They're fun at times, and I think they would be a good fit for me. I probably have a lot of really stupid things I could talk about over animation, or even going as far as the guy you showed me, the movie reviewer.
Saber Spark. I don't know if he counts.
But I mean, it's an animated character.
I guess, yeah.
So you could do it that way. Like I would probably go that route if I wanted to rant about something.
I like watching the Illuminations, and then Amy Wright Meow, and then there's familiar. Let Me Explain Studios.
I know Let Me Explain.
Also,
I was a big fan of Cyanide and Happiness too. I don't know if you ever saw them.
I don't know that one. The people who make animatics and animation to podcasts audio, you are God's gift to Earth. Yep. You are the best people on YouTube. Oh my gosh. Like, yeah. Oh, yes. Anyway.
Yeah. That's how I really, really discovered my brother and me. I knew you've shown me things before, but like,
I'd send you the videos. I was like, watch this.
And even I had it when I took a motion graphics class in college. One of our assignments was to basically do that, take an audio clip from either a podcast, song, something, and make an animation out of it. And there was a girl in my class who made one for my brother and me, and it's like one of my favorite skits ever now. It's so goddamn funny. Sorry, but yeah, no, I mean, I love those people too. That's why I like Rooster Teeth so much too. Every week they come out with Rooster Teeth animated. That's basically a podcast clip, and it's just so over the top hilarious every single time. So I love all that too.
I love. But are you ready to get into the real Disney questions?
Let's go for it. I'm ready. I'm curious how good I am. I'm going to be at
They're not trivia. There's no good at it. Like,
I know,
okay.
but like, just go.
Okay. I'll start off easy, like the stupid questions that are not original.
You're so mean to
What's
me.
your favorite Pixar movie? What's your favorite princess movie? And what's your favorite, I guess, normal Disney movie?
Normal Disney? Jesus. Okay, so I'm guessing by normal you mean live action?
No. I guess I mean like they are kind of all princess movies, aren't they?
No, they're not. That's why I have an answer for live action.
Sure. Go ahead.
Miracle, which has to do with the Miracle on Ice, which you've never seen. How are you even
I
giving
lied.
me that?
We're talking about animation. You have to talk about an animated Disney movie.
I will. I mean, favorite Pixar movie's got to be Incredibles, just for rewatchability purposes. Mine too. So, like, I mean, I've seen it 1,000 times, and even loved Incredibles 2. It's done so well. I mean, it's perfect in every way. I have literally like zero issue with that movie.
Wow, Incredibles.
Disney, shut up. Let me have this.
Sorry.
Disney,
okay.
Disney princess. I think I've mentioned on the show before. I always liked Mulan. I do think that, and let me tell you that I have seen basically all of them because my sister grew up watching all of them on VHS, and her favorite was Sleeping Beauty, so I've seen that 1,000 times. I've seen Cinderella 1,000 times.
All of the Mulans. I was like, there's not that many of them. Like,
no. I think Mulan provided, a lot more substance than any of the other ones did. Especially for teenage Mulan, me. Yeah.
No, go ahead, and then I have something to say.
Go for it. So, I mean, I like I said, it provided a little more substance and wasn't much. Oh, I know what you're gonna say, and screw you for that opinion.
No. Okay. All right. Fine. I'm not waiting for you to finish. Okay.
Go for it.
Mulan is an absolutely fantastic film. Highly quotable. Very, very good. Mulan is not a princess. I recognize that she is an official Disney princess. She married a general. She's not a princess, and that's all I have to say about this.
Who cares? You're the only one who doesn't accept this fact. Who cares?
I recognize that she's a Disney princess, but she's not a princess.
If you're picking at straws for trying to declassify her as a princess, you're already wrong.
It's a title. She doesn't have the title.
Because she essentially turned down the title. That's why. Hush over there.
She didn't get offered to be made the empress. She got offered to take the secretary's job, basically.
But yeah, to be on the cabinet. I mean, what more do you need? She was essentially going to be royalty no matter what.
A royal advisor. Okay, let's...
Good Lord.
She's still not a princess.
All right. You know what? Anyway. I'll appease you. For the simple fact, if you want like a real, like, I guess...
No, I'll
Disney
accept that
princess.
As Disney... Because she
I'll
is
give
a
you a second one.
She is a Disney princess.
Just so we can be in solidarity, I will give you another answer just so you can kind of accept it. Basic as hell. I liked Cinderella. That's it.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Why?
I don't know. I always found that one entertaining. I don't know why.
Had something for Strawberry Blondes?
What's that?
Did you have something for Strawberry Blondes, or was it Gus Gus that you were after?
Oh, let's... Gus is... He could come over anytime he wants.
No, God, no.
I mean, Pocahontas she counts, right?
I think she's a Disney princess too. Yeah.
Okay, because she'd probably be like the very, very close second.
Wow, these answers are throwing me. Okay.
Why are you? So let me get this straight. Did you think I was going to give you really something basic, or like what?
No, Mulan. I saw. I don't know what I was expecting from you.
She has no faith in me. You can tell, right? You can tell.
Faith. Well, I think because I knew Mulan was your favorite. So yes. I wasn't I guess I didn't really think past that point.
Yeah, Cinderella. I think was basic. And
I thought you were gonna say Brave, Merida.
No, because I do like Brave, but she's definitely not the top for me. I think that
is she a Disney princess since she's Pixar? She's in the lineup, isn't she?
Yes.
Yeah, I think she is. Yeah. Okay.
Are we basing who's a Disney princess on who was in that one scene in the second Wreck-It Ralph movie?
I guess.
Isn't that where
I guess.
Let me tell you something. That scene where Cinderella breaks the glass slipper or whatever to make it a shank is like my favorite thing. It's like that little subtlety of going a little above the kid level things. But anyway, I think I'll say Cinderella just for the fact that I've seen it so many times and never really got tired of it per se. But I'll also say that Pocahontas is a close second, but I haven't seen it a ton, but I always enjoyed the character.
Okay.
And I actually had a video game of Pocahontas that I would play all the time when I was like 5.
I think I know which one you're talking about. Yeah.
You will never know. I don't even know what it is. I probably have it somewhere on a disc.
I think I also played it.
It's possible. It was a game you load up on the computer, and I remember what's the name of the damn tree?
Grandmama. I don't know.
Yeah, whatever that was.
Something Willow.
Yeah.
Was it Grandmother Willow?
That's it. Yeah. So she would see, I told you I haven't seen it in a while. So the game would she would guide you to find things around the forest. It was weird. But anyway, yeah, sorry. Long-winded answer, but that's my answer.
No, that's fine. Pixar, Incredibles, yes. Absolutely. Princess, Rapunzel, Tangled. And then
you gotta show off your my gift, my first big gift for you when we first started dating. I know you don't have it next to you, but at some point.
Bobby got me a sketch from Disney World. One of the Disney sketch artists did in purple pencil, Flynn Rider, Eugene Fitzherbert, and Rapunzel. And I love it, and it's hanging on my wall frame. Very
when
nice.
we first started dating, my family was at Disney World, and I was looking for, I had to bring something back for the girlfriend, right? And walked into a shop that had a bunch of sketchbooks from, anything you could possibly think of, Fantasia stuff, Disney Princess stuff, everything, right? And then I found they did custom stuff. I'm like, okay, I literally cannot walk away without something. Because now that I know this exists, I have to buy this. Pain in the butt to get back too, because I couldn't take it back to the hotel. I forget why, so I had to get it shipped back home.
You were leaving the next day, and it wouldn't be done in time.
Right, that's right. So they helped me, and they sent it to actually my school. They sent it to my they sent it to my school, I think. Yeah. Anyway.
Also, my phone case is Tangled themed. I love it to death. Oh, I can't remember the name of the shop. Crap. If I do remember, I'll put it in the description, or I'll make Bobby put it in the description.
I remember.
But
right.
I love this phone case.
Right.
And then my favorite non-princess movie is Wreck-It Ralph. Love the first Wreck-It Ralph. I
like that movie. It's fun for me as a nerd to see a lot of the stuff in there, but I wasn't over the moon about it, but I enjoy it.
All right.
What
Disney movie pleasantly surprised you? You went in not really expecting much, and you really enjoyed it. Mine was Onward. When they first released the synopsis, I was ecstatic. I was like, heck yeah, original Disney content. Again, no more reboots. Yes, Elven brothers on adventure. Yes, and then it was the stupid trailer of a modern world, and I flipped out. I was so angry and so upset. So when I watched it, I went in very whatever. This is dorky. This is stupid. And then it was a really, really sweet brother story. Yeah. It's still definitely not top tier for me, but it was much, much better than I expected.
Sheesh.
Because it was a brother story.
I don't know. This is tough. I got to think about this one. I don't go too many times to go see things in the theaters for at least Disney movies, unless it's something you're into or the family's into. Jeez. You know what's a movie that I think about constantly? That I'll say this. This is a movie I think about constantly that I absolutely had no reason to live rent free in my head, but it does.
Okay.
Bedtime Stories.
Yes, that was actually excellent.
I for some reason
I think that's Disney.
It is Disney.
Okay.
I had to double check. I literally thought about it and looked it up. It's Walt Disney movie. So I don't know. It's old.
Yeah, that one was also much better than I expected.
Adam Sandler flick where basically he tells his kids bedtime stories and they come to life basically. But the two scenes that for some reason come to my head had to do with him trying to get the Ferrari. This isn't really a spoiler for really anything. So the first time he tries it, or no, so he basically tries it by basically telling his kids a Western story.
Yeah.
Where this guy comes in with a red horse named Ferrari. And he asks in the dream, how much? And the guy goes, tell you what, I'll give you him for free. So then the next day, he goes to the Ferrari store and like tries to goes up to the guy and he's like, am I gonna get a Ferrari for free? And he closes and the guy's like, yeah, close your eyes and count to 3 or something and I'll bring it out. And he steals his wallet basically. So for some reason, like, I don't even know if it's like surprise, but like we watched it and I don't know why I think about that movie as much as I do. So I'm going to count that.
No, because I don't particularly care for Adam Sandler. So that movie I really enjoyed.
You see, I'm on the other end of the spectrum on that. I think Adam Sandler deserves a lot more respect than he does. And I haven't even seen Uncut Gems yet, but I'm going to. And I'm sure I'm
that one I do want to see. I guess I'm not a fan of his brand of humor. So therefore, I'm not a huge fan of what he plays as. Yeah. I guess. Does that make sense?
Yeah. Pixels was stupid, but it was fun.
Well, and then isn't 50 First Dates supposed to be really, really good?
Yeah.
Isn't that him?
That's I don't know how I haven't seen that movie. Isn't it like where has amnesia or something and she keeps forgetting, so he keeps
forgets every day.
Yeah. And that's a more serious role for him, I'm assuming, based on that story, but I can't quite remember. But yeah, I would say bedtime stories, just because it has, for some reason, stuck in my head, especially that Ferrari scene. For some reason, I don't know why. That movie sticks for some reason.
Okay.
What about you? Did you answer that question?
Yes. Onward.
I'm sorry. Yeah, that's right. I'm sorry.
You don't pay attention when I talk.
Sorry, my head is swimming today. My bad.
Okay. Biggest Disney disappointment. So this is the
Wrinkle in Time. Wrinkle in Time.
Really?
Yes.
Did you ever read the books?
No.
Okay.
I do have to make that known. I did not read the books, but I watched the movie. I should also mention the live action Milan. I should mention that too. Those are very close to.
You knew that wasn't gonna be good.
I know, but Wrinkle in Time, yeah, but that's been the most recent disappointment. Even though my family loved it, I'm like, oh, that sucked, man. I'm sorry. That sucked on so many levels. I'm sorry. Wrinkle in Time. So my issue stems from, and it's been a while since I did view it, so please forgive me if I'm not getting details particularly correct, but I just remember feeling not satisfied about the kid's whole trajectory of how she
Wallace?
It didn't seem like there was any like substance to her, and they never gave her any. Like, I feel like she should have had this more emotional growing up journey, and she just like didn't. She was almost like a stoic.
Well, in the book, the whole thing is her believing in herself.
Yeah,
like it was like believing in your own power, and like also the books are a lot more science fiction. Disney tried to make it this whole fantasy adventure. It's like no, they're definitely science fiction, which it could be. They go hand in hand, but
and there was a lot of cool, fantasy elements, animation CGI stuff that I liked. Like that stuff I can eat up a little bit, but in terms of like, there was just no reason for me to necessarily care about the kid. Because it sounded like they were trying to paint her as like some wondrous person who is all that, but it was like she never really like got into it. You know what I mean? Like, yeah. Like, am I making sense?
No, you are. And my biggest issue
I'm trying to phrase this correctly.
The other world, and I cannot. It had a name, and I cannot remember what it was.
Yeah,
was a lot creepier in the books. Like there was a lot more malice, and I think a lot more like dread, and there was a lot more suspense leading up to it. Like Charles Wallace being consumed by, I think it was called like the It or just It.
Yeah.
Like, and then Meg having to go rescue him, and what was the boy's name? Caleb? I don't remember.
I'm trying to find it, but I can't. Yeah, I could not. I just felt a little disappointed at the end of it. I was like, I wish that was so much better. I feel like the elements were there. It just didn't quite pull the trigger on anything. And I just, yeah. So that's probably my answer. There was
an older adaptation too, from I think the 90s.
Never saw that. I just saw the 2018 version.
It was on Netflix forever ago, but
yeah.
My biggest Disney disappointment is the Disney Fairy movies. And
yes. You gave me a rant about this a long time ago.
There is a lead up. Okay. Let me find it.
She's looking through her bookcase for the
Wait,
audio
where
listeners.
are the books? There they are.
Uh-oh. She's looking for the books. Yep. Okay. She's found it now. She's back.
So, the Disney Fairy franchise started with this book, Fairy Dust and the Quest for the Egg. And it was Tinkerbell, and there was a bunch of original fairies and characters, and the illustrations were absolutely stunning, like, gorgeous. Gorgeous, by one of my favorite authors when I was younger. And there's a couple other books with this illustrated style, and then there were a bunch of chapter books. Great. Okay, we're still doing fantastic. I even had art books. This was like a guidebook, and it had all of these original fairies.
What's that? What's it called? Because remember, we got audio listeners.
Oh, yes. In the Realm of the Never Fairies, The Secret World of Pixie Hollow. And they had, like, Beck and Bess and Mother Dove and Prilla and Ranny, and it was all this kind of stuff. Like, it even had, like, the one water fairy lost her wings, like, she sacrificed her wings, so she was handicapped, because she was a fairy that then couldn't fly, because she literally cut off her wings. And it was a beautiful, beautiful story, and I fell in love with the characters, and forever, because, like, each fairy has a talent. Oh, like, Tinkerbell's a Tinker Fairy. And they gave Tinkerbell, like, this cool personality. Great. And then when I found out that movies were happening, I was ecstatic. So excited. Oh my god, could not wait. I watched that first movie as a little old me. They got rid of almost all of the cast of fairies.
Jeez.
They kept the mean fairy, the bad fairy, Vidya, but all of the rest of the cast was different. And, like, I only watched that first movie, and because I felt so betrayed. That they had built up this entire world in the books and then just completely killed it. And now, I don't even know if you even see any of the original cast. It, like, even in the background. Or I don't even know if they're mentioned. But it was just... I remember feeling so... Because Tinkerbell was... I think I talked about this. Tinkerbell was my first obsession. I loved Tinkerbell. And so... Yeah, I do. I honestly think the movie is what killed my obsession for Tinkerbell. Because I felt...
That's so messed up to say.
Is it? But isn't that sad? I was so... Bobby, little me was so upset. I was so upset. And so I've actually thought relatively recently, like this summer, I think I thought about actually watching all of the Disney Fairy movies because I know I had such a prejudice against them. But now that I'm older, I feel like I could watch them, like, as just movies, as fairy movies. And I feel like I would enjoy them more, but I was so upset. I was so angry. And, I don't know. I'm still upset and angry. Wait, crap. Oh, I found this illustrator that has been doing these gorgeous watercolor paintings with the original Disney fairies. And, like, it's amazing because, like, I think this girl has gained a whole bunch of fans and followers because of this Disney Fairy series. Because, like, yes, everyone my age is like, those are the fairies I grew up with. Those are the Disney fairies to me. If I had the time and energy, which I feel like I say a lot, I would make dolls of all of the original Disney fairies. Because they are beautiful. And their designs are 10 times better, too. Anyway, that's my biggest Disney disappointment that I will never get out of.
I never saw it, so it's not like I could really give you much in response to that. But I do remember you giving me a rant about it quite a bit ago. So I do know that hits a soft spot for you.
Yeah. No, they killed my lovelies. They killed them all.
They killed them all, murdered them even.
They did. What Disney movie do you quote the most? Or does the household, your household quote the most? For us, it's The Incredibles.
So when you say Disney, I'm assuming Pixar is still kind of grouped in there, correct?
When I say Disney, I mean...
It's 100% Incredibles in this house. We go through the Where's My Super Suit at least once a week, at least. So...
Well, And I know between you and I, I'll say something and you'll be like, or what? And I'll just immediately launch into, I'll crush her. And you'll be like, it seems a little dark for you, but go ahead. And like, and then we just go on with our conversation.
Oh, yeah.
It's just every single time this dialogue happens.
I'm actually at a point, though, where I reference so much stuff that I forget where a lot of it comes from. But yeah, probably Incredibles, yeah, honestly.
So that was a quick answer.
Yeah, it was a quick answer. I mean, we love this movie.
This one I don't think is fair because you don't really watch Disney Channel cartoons.
I've seen them.
So it's funny because I feel like when you and I were growing up, the live action Disney Channel shows were really good.
Right.
Like Sweet Life of Zack and Cody, That's So Raven, Hannah Montana. But
I never watched any of them. I was a Nickelodeon kid.
Oh, okay, never mind.
So Drake and Josh, Ned's Declassified. Amanda Bynes was still, the Amanda Show was still kind of there. All that. That was my like live action fix there.
But I feel like as time's gone on, the cartoons have gotten a lot better. Like, because I Steven Universe's Cartoon Network, but Gravity Falls, fantastic.
Mm-hmm.
And I also think that because kids shows are getting darker, they're more for a everyone audience than just kids.
Right.
Owl House is very, very good. I know a lot of people like Amphibia.
Mm-hmm.
And then the DuckTales reboot's actually really good.
All I know
like,
from DuckTales
I watch it with the kids I babysit. I'm like, geez, this is funny. Like,
is it real quick? Sorry, two things. So the DuckTales thing. Did you see that interview? Larry King, which by the way, rest in peace.
Mm-hmm.
Did you see that interview or that clip that was floating around of he was interviewing that one voice actor from DuckTales?
Which voice actor?
I forget. I don't know their name.
The hair.
He's
like Ben Shapiro. Is that his name?
No, Ben Shapiro is a political commentator, so absolutely not.
Who am I thinking of?
I can't find it, but anyway, it's a really funny clip. So he was talking to Larry King on a show not too long ago. Obviously, he passed away a few days ago, but so he was asking the guy from DuckTales. He's like, "What's your favorite luxury item that you can't live without?" Right? And I remember the guy was saying like what he was trying to figure out what he meant by luxury item, because what I'm guessing was implied there was that he's not making a ton of money from this, like he's not like a high paid actor. But Larry King was kind of like, oh, is it like a car, like a fancy car, or like this, that, and the other thing? And he finally stopped and he goes, Larry, I'm from DuckTales. Like that was his response to the whole thing. So it's
I don't know. I feel like a lot of good, like I from what I've heard, I'm not their target demographic anymore. But from what I've heard, the live action shows have kind of gone to crap, and the cartoons seem to be thriving.
Nickelodeon's the exact same way. Like Henry Danger was like my youngest sister's pick for live action Nickelodeon. It's bad. It's not even remotely good. I don't care. And look, I know a lot of the comedy like from that show was also in stuff like iCarly's, the Drake and Josh stuff I used to watch, but I feel like they just gave up on making it any deeper than that on these newer shows. That's all I'm gonna say. I was gonna ask if Chowder was a Disney show, but no, it looks like it's Cartoon Network. Because I see references to that show all the time.
Oh, what? And the Amazing World of Gumball, that was Cartoon Network too, right? I never watched that. I love it when they break the fourth wall, though. Yeah. I'm a big fan of cartoons, and they're not just for kids.
We watch a lot of animated stuff, and I'm happy that I'm.
Well, your sisters
really
I know are obsessed with the Loud House, which isn't that Disney?
No, it's Nick. That's Nickelodeon.
Oh, it is. Okay.
We are strictly Nickelodeon. They're the only like Disney shows that we religiously watch were the Sweet Life on Deck and Sweet Life of Zack and Cody series.
I never watched Sweet Life on Deck.
My sister Haley did. She watched it a lot, and then my youngest sister Peyton also kind of chimed in toward the end of it, but hasn't been on lately. Everyone's kind of Netflixed at this point and Disney Plus. Well, I should say my youngest sister is obsessed with Roblox YouTube, so there's that. And then my middle sister, she watches like not Supernatural, Vampire Diaries and stuff like that on Netflix nowadays. Riverdale.
Kids these days.
Riverdale just came back, if I remember her saying correctly. So she's been watching that a ton, and she rewatches that show constantly. So
I don't rewatch shows that often.
It's very rare for me to do that too.
I guess,
only a select few times.
I guess because the shows I watch are the live action shows I watch are more story based than episodic, so I don't like rewatch my favorite episode because it's like it's starting and it's like picking up a book and opening it and just reading the one chapter. Like I'm not gonna do that.
Yeah, I mean I'm doing since we were kind of on the topic of Disney, I'm finishing Attack on Titan, but that's not Disney obviously, but I'm finishing that first because I gotta get through that, and then I'm probably gonna pick up WandaVision on Disney Plus, as well as Mandalorian, because for some reason still have not picked up Mandalorian yet. So I've
seen a couple episodes here and there of the Mandalorian, and I don't give two craps about Star Wars, and I really enjoy it.
I like I saw the first episode and liked it a lot. It seemed darker than everything else, which makes me happy.
But going back to animation,
again,
couldn't give two craps about Star Wars. I loved Clone Wars though. Clone Wars,
I saw the original movie. And I only saw the original Clone Wars movie that came out.
The show is much better than the movie.
I've heard, because our friend John constantly keeps trying to get me on that.
Yes,
and I just haven't dove.
Well, and I know that there's
into it yet. Holy crap! I can't talk. Sorry.
I think there's some companion series to it, but no, I just watched the original Clone Wars seasons.
I still haven't even seen the last Star Wars movie that came out. I'm very late watching.
I have not seen any of the new Star Wars movies.
So I gotta watch that. Well, I just suck at keeping up with things. I also took a break from shows for a long time, besides what you and me watch. So
right. I mean, I watch YouTube like TV.
Same. That's me. I watch Twitch and YouTube. YouTube.
No, like a YouTube. I watch. I think we've talked about this before. I watch YouTubers. If they upload an episode, I'll at least watch part of it because to me, it's like a new episode coming up. It's a new I don't know. That's it might be weird, but that's what I do.
That's YouTube for me, but it's also I'm in that industry, so it's also me kind of doing some work where I'm just kind of seeing where the space is going. And every time I think I know where it's going, Mr. Beast just completely turns it on its head. So I can never keep up with it.
Okay.
Uh-oh. I don't like that face. That face means there's a bomb coming.
Thoughts on the live action remix? I would much rather have more original animated content than the remix.
So there's two parts of this. Okay.
Also, let me just say, Lion King was not live action. That thing was 100% animated.
Yes.
So when they advertised that as the live action Lion King,
well,
BS. Anyway.
The shots were live.
Yes, but
which counts?
The animals.
I think the shots were live.
Are not real. Anyway, please continue.
So 2 parts of this. And again, this comes from a filmmaker, right? So I hate recycled ideas. Okay. Trust me, I took a class that had to do with the business side of filmmaking. And the fact of the matter is, here's the thing. They're going to keep making live actions because you people are going to keep buying them and watching them. You're not, because here's the thing. And they know this. Don't know this. You're going to go watch it. And you're going to hate it. You just want to watch it so you can come out of it and say, that was terrible. I don't know why they keep doing this. But you keep going to watch it anyway. So they're going to keep doing it because the sales are never going to slow down. Money talks, and it talks a lot. And here's the thing. It's a lot easier, especially for Disney, to just keep continuing franchises that they've built 30 years ago than to make original concepts. It sucks, but it's the fact of the matter. Nobody gives a crap about the original stuff. But as soon as we remade Lion King, we remade Mulan, people are going to go scramble for the doors, even if they know it's going to be bad.
But
I understand this fact.
I get that, but I completely understand. That's why I've stopped I've stopped going to see, like, I have not watched the live action Mulan. Like, because I don't want to support that for many reasons, but mostly like remakes, because I like the original. Why would I touch the new stuff if the original is fantastic? But and I know that Disney stuff is based off of fairy tales, so you can't really say that it's like a new idea, I guess. But they also started as original, as the first, as one. Like, Frozen, they say it's based off the Ice Queen. That movie has literally nothing to do with the Ice Queen, which was a fairy tale.
Not familiar
or
with
the Snow Queen. So. The Snow Queen it has a queen who has snow powers. That's all it is. But it started as one movie and built this massive thing. So like if they start something like Onward, yeah, it didn't get a big fan base.
Right.
But who would have said that it wouldn't have? Like, they need to keep making new original content. Rather than, I don't know. Or they'll never get the next franchise. I guess. Does that make sense? Am I making any kind of sense?
You're making sense, but the fact of the matter is it's wrong. Because it never will make money. They're gonna have things break through every once in a while, but the main source of their income is always going to be doing things with franchises that they already own. Look what they did with Star Wars. That like everything they made out of it, and everybody eats up Mandalorian. Now look, it's probably a good show. I can't wait to watch it myself.
Oh, it is
right?
Good.
And Marvel too. Look, imagine them trying to build something like Marvel now. Like, forget that it even had any origins before Disney bought it. Imagine them trying to build that world. No one's gonna care. No one. And that goes for a lot of the original concepts that they come out with. People don't care. What they look for at the end of the day, especially with, look, it was different when they were making stuff like the original princess films, the original like Lion King, Toy Story. I know it's Pixar, whatever, right? You didn't have Netflix then. You didn't have Amazon Prime then. You didn't have Disney Plus then. Right? So you would look for the newest and greatest thing. But now, with how easy everything is to access, it's so much easier to just keep continuing episodics or continuing franchises because people are always going to watch. It's always going to happen. But like, it's always going to happen.
But me personally, I'd much like I think we brought it up before, Divsy Pop with her Has-Been Hotel and Hell of the Boss. Yes. Like, I would much rather throw my money at a small creator who's OC. When I see an artist with 1 million followers who only makes OC content, like the fact that they built a fan base off of their original content rather than like fan art of Disney characters, which that is no less of an art. There's no less skill in that. It's just easier to find their art.
Sure.
So like if I see an artist with the same amount of followers with original content as someone who does only fan art, like I would, and they both were selling something, I would probably throw my money at the original artist because I'm like, sure. I'm so proud of you. I'm so proud of you to have done this.
But I'll say this though. This is where I'm going to build my cross. Okay.
Okay. And die on it.
Some of the live actions aren't that terrible.
That doesn't make them good.
It doesn't make them good. But I, for one, did like the live action Lion King. Would I watch it again? Wouldn't be my first choice. But the immediate hate that it got, and trust me, like I just went off about, I understand why. Because it's a franchise. We don't need to see the story again. All that, right? Okay. But it looked great. The story was basically the same. Who cares? I don't mind, and this is just like the thing, like they keep talking about, you know, how they were going to remake The Little Mermaid, right? Where they were going to change I gotta find. I'm sorry, I'm trying to find the right way to say this, but they're going to cast a person of color as Ariel, right? Everyone is on board with this, though. Like that's the thing.
I don't think everyone's on board. I think they should be on board.
You know what I mean?
Yes.
I don't give a. Sorry, I'm going to be mean. I don't give a crap about the people who don't like it. Right. I don't. But most of the people don't mind this. They are supporting this, right? To me, as much of a bigger, I guess, step in culturally that is compared to just remaking something in live action like The Lion King. They're both the same thing. They're just reiterations of the same story, just used in a different way, right? Like what at that point is the difference? I understand that Little Mermaid has a lot more cultural meaning, and that's why it's probably a lot more. That's why it is more supported than, say, a remake of The Lion King or the remake of Mulan, right? I see that. Trust me. But at the end of the day, on the base level of things, they're the same exact thing. They're just remakes used in a different way, with either a change in character or a change in just style, which Lion King was, and so was Mulan.
I don't know. I guess it's kind of like a book to movie adaptation, and 9 times out of 10 it's not.
Book to movie adaptations always suck. There's only been a select few that have been
there
at
are
least
some there are some that I do prefer the movie, but it's funny, it's usually romance books I prefer the movie. I don't know why, I read romance novels so rarely. You get to
see all this stuff happen on the screen.
I don't know, it's just
Miss 50 Shades.
Yeah, no. Not touching those books with a 10-foot pole. But the writing's terrible. But it's just like, I don't know. Like, I like the live action Beauty and the Beast. I do, because from top of my head, I think that's the only one I've seen. But the costumes, gorgeous, except for the dress. The iconic yellow dress, they did a terrible job recreating.
I think Emma Watson looked great though.
But her singing was not good.
No. Well, she's not really a singer, right? Or no, she does musical theater, doesn't she?
But that's the thing. Like, we're casting a big name as a singing, right? It's the whole, like,
I think she played the role okay. I mean, her singing could definitely, there's stuff to be desired, but
I guess I would always go back to the original. If I had to pick which one to watch,
sure.
I would always go to the original.
But there's also the problem with that line of thinking though is that there's people who think you have to choose one or the other. You can prefer one.
True.
It doesn't mean you have to completely outcast the other one, even if you even remotely like it. If you don't like it, that's fine. I understand, but don't make it this. I have to choose between which one I like. But you don't. You really don't. You can go back and keep watching the original. That's totally fine. But it doesn't mean you can't rewatch the other one out of pity. If it's good. That's what they're doing. That is why this is what these people don't get, is that the people who hate on the franchises and say, oh, we don't need the remakes, but then go watch them and then come out and make a YouTube video about, oh, why this thing is terrible. You're the exact reason they keep making them.
No,
you are the reason.
I fully understand that.
You are the reason.
It's fully understand that.
You got to pick one.
But then you also can say, you can't say that's terrible until you watched it.
But I say that about
I am
anything.
definitely guilty of saying something's terrible without actually watching it.
Everybody does it because everybody doesn't.
Mulan remake.
Yeah, because I watched the Mulan remake and my family wanted to watch it, and also I had to because I'm like, okay, I love Mulan.
Mm-hmm.
I have heard all the garbage about it. Trust me, I know. I know that's probably going to be bad. I watched it. Yes, I didn't like it. Were there things that were good about it? Sure. Again, camera work looked great. Everything else about it, not a fan. Not a fan.
But then they don't see if you liked it or not. They saw that you watched it.
Oh, I know, but I'm also not proclaiming that I'm going to boycott this or that, or I'm also not going to give any live action. I'll give them the chance. Even though I do hate the recycle idea, I am going to at least look at them because I do enjoy the stories. I do like seeing them in different medias. Okay. Yeah. I enjoy that. Let me repeat this because I know it might sound hypocritical coming from me. I like remakes as the idea that you're taking a story and trying it in a different medium and telling it in a different way. However, it does suck that we're at a point where remakes are the thing that make the most money. But at the end of the day, what are you supposed to do? You're not going to take down a $1 billion company like Disney. You're not going to do it. So, but the people who say that, oh, I don't want to watch remakes, then go and make media about it and create conversation about it online, you're also part of the reason why they keep doing it. I'm telling you.
I like original content.
So do I. I'm all for. Listen, I'm with you. I wish there was more original content, but here's the thing. I'm gonna my eye when I'm scrolling through Disney Plus, right? My eye is gonna get caught by Lion King before any other original movie if I'm just scrolling, because it's familiar. It's like there has to be a psychological thing about this because that's just what it is.
There's absolutely a psychological, and also like you're like okay. My favorite Toy Story movie is the second one.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if that's because I actually like it the best, which I don't know, but it's the one that my grandmother had that I watched all the time.
Sure.
So it's also what Disney movie did you grow up with, I think, too, that has that nostalgia is my brother's favorite word. Like, and that to your soul and to your core, what you love and adore. I didn't mean for that to rhyme, but like, because I'll have people be like, why the second Toy Story? I was like, I do. Also, I think Woody is a nasty person in the first one. I'm just saying. I think Woody is horribly mean to Buzz.
You are a toy.
Like,
I quote that line constantly.
He is a prick. He is. He is not nice.
Yeah.
I think that's why I don't like the first one that much.
Well, that's why that's my controversial Home Alone opinion. I like Home Alone 2 better than the first one.
Buzz is only really competent in the second movie. They horribly dumb him down in the other ones.
Yeah. Like,
I feel like the only time he has a real smart person, I don't know. Anyway, we're not getting into this. I feel so sad for him in all the other movies because, like, they just do. They make him this idiot where he was competent in the second.
Yeah. No. But yeah, I mean, for me, like I said, I like remakes as a principle. It sucks that they have to recycle everything and remake everything. But it's not like original content doesn't get made. I mean, we just, like I said, we both talked about Soul and you talked about Onward. Like, they come out. It's just.
And the new one's I don't know if it's Raya or Raya the Last Dragon.
Yeah. You want to do this real quick? You want to do that real quick?
I think I did it in the beginning. I am cautiously optimistic. I wish the dragon didn't exist or the dragon got a complete redesign, because other than that, I loved the look of this movie. I'm looking forward to it. And back in the day, before quarantine, you and I, Bobby and I, used to go to Disney movies. We used to go to the movies all the time, and I miss that. So, like, when the new Disney movie comes out, I do go see it. I do. I'm that sucker. But yeah.
We will resume the Disney thing, I'm sure. Once,
after this entire conversation, I hope you guys do know that I still do love Disney. I love Disney animation. I don't know how I feel about Disney as a company. But
you've been to Disney World, right?
No.
No, you haven't. Okay.
No, you and your family are gonna take me sometime.
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 I'm definitely down for that if we ever want to do a trip. The drive wasn't even terrible either. I actually had fun on the drive too. So.
I don't know. I've never been, but on the outside looking in, it looks like a waste of money to me.
But it's all about how you go about it, right? I mean, there's a million things you can do. You can have days where you're running around Magic Kingdom, whatever. But then you can have days where you're just kind of chilling at like the resort or something like that, and that's equally as fun if you want to kind of split it up. I think it's fun.
I like Hershey Park.
I think you would actually enjoy it.
I like Hershey Park. I like little amusement, like Knoebels. Knoebels was fantastic when I was a kid.
Did you enjoy Six Flags when we went? You did, right?
Yes, I did. I'm the one who paid for it. Yes, I enjoyed it.
No, I know you did. But I couldn't remember if you came out of that good or not, because I know.
No, it was funny because it poured down rain that day.
That's true. It wasn't the greatest day. But we had to.
No, we had a good time. But that was all of my questions. Tell us down below your answer to some of these questions. I think what's gonna be our clickbait title? Like, biggest Disney disappointment.
I had a couple of mine. Well, you got to make it simpler than that whenever you're trying to clickbait, right? So it's got to be something like, okay, I hate Disney movies, or it's like Disney live actions are actually good.
No, we're not doing that one.
Why not? That would work. No. You know how much hate clicks we would get for that? Oh,
I don't want hate clicks.
Yes, we do.
No, we don't.
We chose this topic. We have to accept the consequences of talking about this.
Oops.
I'm just saying. We'll figure it out. We'll figure it out. I just dropped something. Good job.
We'll figure it out. Yeah, let us know down below. I think the questions that I like the most that we asked was I don't know. Question for the comments, what would your animation company be called? Or what do you think Bobby and I's animation company should be called?
I also we'll post it as a pinned comment, but I also I'm willing to throw down about the franchise argument. If anybody wants to fight with me in the comments,
Bobby's
I'll be hanging.
not. No.
I'm just saying. Oh yes,
no,
I am. I'll be on
he's
my
not.
own account. I'll be on my own account, but I'll be down there.
So everyone try to hide from Bobby. We love you guys, and we hope that you enjoyed joining us in the Lair this evening.
Yeah, stay safe, everybody, please. So that we can go watch Disney movies at AMC.
Yes.
If it doesn't die.
Yes. Yeah. All right. Bye, guys.